It's going to be interesting because not only are you guys headlining the card, but there's some interesting fights already announced for it. Israel Adesanya versus Anderson Silva. When you saw that fight announced as the co-main event, what did you think?
I thought it was like, yes, pay-per-view.
You reap the benefits on that one, right?
Yeah, no, and the thing is, it's like, I wish him all the best. Like, I like Adesanya. I saw him in the lobby there. I think he's an exciting fighter.
How did that go?
That was your first ever interaction with him, right?
Yeah.
We just asked him, have you met Rob? And he's like, never in my life.
Yeah, no, it was a little awkward, to be honest. No, it was good. It was good.
Who said hi first? What was the situation? Talk us through it.
I said hi.
Okay.
I shook his hand, went in for an awkward hug.
Oh, nice. Wow, a hug.
It was good.
We didn't get any hugs when we saw you.
No, it was good. Oh, come on, man. No, it was... No, it was very good. I'm very civil. Like, what I think catches a lot of people off guard is that I honestly wish the best for them. Like, I honestly wish the best for Israel. I honestly wish the best for Anderson Silva. I wish the best for every other middleweight there. You know, I just want you to do you, and I'll do me, and we can all be happy. You know, I wish you the best of success. If our paths have to cross at one stage, and we have to fight, then let's make it a good one. You know, I'm going to go in there bringing my best. And I hope you can keep up with that. But yeah, I have no ill will towards any of my opponents, to anyone in the division, to anyone in the game. It's what it is. It's a big game, isn't it?
Just curious, what do you think about, I guess, the success he's had and his fighting style in general? I'm sure you probably don't really study opponents until you're set to fight them. But what do you think about, I guess, you know, the way he's beaten his opponents in the past, especially because you and him share common opponents like Derek Brunson?
Yeah, it's an opponent.
Big part. Well, one opponent, yeah.
No, I fought Tavares as well. So.
That's a good point. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like we're not doing our job here, Cass. We can't pronounce
zero
words.
research.
No, he's very exciting. He is methodical. He's got textbook stand up. He stays on the outside and just picks them apart from the outside. I think it's great. It's great to watch. It's great to see. You know, he puts his opponents on show. It's great. He sets a rhythm that just throws his opponents completely out, and I think that's great. I think that's great for his fight style. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for the division to see this. You know, I like watching it.
It's interesting because he says if he beats Anderson Silva, it's going to be the great New Zealand versus Australia sort of fight. But you've got a Kiwi background as well, right? You're part Kiwi, part Australian. So I'm not quite sure if that would be like a Wallabies versus All Blacks kind of situation, would it?
Was he talking if he beats Anderson Silva and he has to fight me?
Yeah,
correct.
A big sort of. But I'm like, well, Rob is part Kiwi, right?
Well, I was born there, so
yeah. So
the same. Okay. I can't even think about it. You know, I think it's the fate of all good fighters to fight each other eventually, and that's just what.
How
we
about
have
this?
To do.
The wisdom coming from Robert Whittaker. Did you just think of that?
No, it's just
that's like out of a quote book.
It's inevitable. It's just what happens. But my only sights and only goal at this point is to fight Kelvin Gastelum. He is too dangerous of an opponent to ignore, and if I don't give him the respect he deserves, he'll run over me.
And before we talk about Gastelum, just quickly, ESPN news came out that Anderson Silva was promised a title shot if he does beat Adesanya. Does it kind of excite you about possibly fighting a legend like Anderson Silva if he could get past Israel?
Thought about it. Not even for a second.
Just quickly, before we wrap up, I got one more. I know Dennis had a beautiful segue, but I wanted to ask you, because previously Adesanya's name was thrown around as a potential backup, and as a champion, I just wanted to get your thoughts. You know, when you hear the UFC saying, look, you're probably going to fight Kelvin Gastelum, but maybe you'll fight another guy. Do you think that's kind of fair? Because in your mind, you're defending a belt, and maybe you have to prepare for two opponents.
I think I've mentioned it before, backups are bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. If whatever happens, and Kelvin can't fight, and they replace him with a dude that's, 2 foot taller, like lanky, fast, like complete different build. Like, what do you want me to do? It's like getting a Formula One car and test racing it, and then day of the fight saying it's a rally event now. Yeah, cool.
And I know how methodical you are as far as your training, writing everything down, so a new opponent would just throw things, completely out of whack.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure no matter what happens, I'll prevail. That's the sort of dude I am. I'm sure I can work on the fly. I think that's why I'm one of the best fighters in the world. But it's all about stacking chips in your favor. Everyone at the top is, there for a reason. So, and I think it's unfair.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair. Yeah.